Hello there you guys, welcome to one of my videos. On this video I'm going to be giving you my match reaction from the Manchester United Aston Villa game. So Manchester United beat Aston Villa 4-2 at Old Trafford in the Carabao Cup third round. Manchester United came from behind twice. Manchester United's goals came from Anthony Martial. Martial's just recently come back from injury. He's had a good 4 injuries this season. Last season he was out on loan with Sevilla. He's under contract with Man United until 2024. Martial's been at Manchester United since 2015. Manchester United got him from Monaco. Do you think he could leave Manchester United next year? We saw Marcus Rashford score for Manchester United. Marcus Rashford is enjoying a very good season to his standards. He's been far better this season than he was last season. He just needs to be more clinical in front of goal. I think Marcus Rashford will stay at the club next year because Man United want to extend Marcus Rashford's contract by January. His contract at the club expires next year. Revert back to September, Rashford got named Premier League Player of the Month. Rashford has scored over 100 goals for Man United. His 100th goal came in the 1-0 victory against West Ham. We saw Bruno Fernandes score. Bruno Fernandes, his strike took a deflection off Tyrone Mings, but the goal had still been given to Bruno Fernandes. And Scott McTominay scored for Manchester United. Good finish by McTominay. Bruno Fernandes, by the way, did get an assist in the game. Bruno Fernandes could have had more than one goal because he had some good opportunities. Alejandro Garnacho, he provided 2 assists. He looks a good, very young player. Don't forget, Alejandro Garnacho scored his first senior goal in the 1-0 win against Real Sociedad. Revert back to around 6 months ago, Garnacho scored twice in the FA Youth Cup. Scott McTominay, he could have had more than that 1 goal because don't forget he did hit the woodwork. Aston Villa's goals came from Ollie Watkins. You know, he did give Aston Villa the lead. And Villa's second goal was an own goal by Diego Dalot. So Villa's second goal was fortuitous. And Jacob Ramsey did get the assist for Ollie Watkins' goal. Revert back to last Sunday, Jacob Ramsey scored. He scored an own goal and he provided an assist. He's a good player, Jacob Ramsey. I do rate him. Manchester United weren't so good in that first half yesterday night, but was much better in the second half. I read some of the stats of the game. Man United had a total of 19 shots. Aston Villa just had 5 shots. We saw Martin Dubravka make his debut as well. Manchester United do have Martin Dubravka on loan from Newcastle. There's an option to buy Dubravka for around 5 million at the end of the loan. But yeah, Manchester United are into the 4th round of the Carabao Cup, and Man United will be playing Burnley. But it was good to see Manchester United get revenge on Aston Villa, because obviously Man United lost the league game to Aston Villa 3-1 last Sunday. The goals in that game obviously came from Leon Bailey. Lucas Digne scored a 25-yard free kick and Jacob Ramsey scored. Man United's goal was a Jacob Ramsey own goal. It was the first time Aston Villa beat Man United at Villa Park in the league since 1995. And that was Unai Emery's first game in charge. Obviously now Unai Emery has managed 2 games as Aston Villa manager, won 1 and lost 1. Of course, obviously, Villa were missing just, 2 players yesterday night. Obviously, there was no Philippe Coutinho. He's injured. And Coutinho's a big miss for them, because Coutinho's done well since he become an Aston Villa player. And there was also missing Diego Carlos. On the other side of things, though, Man United were missing some players. Obviously, Rafael Varane wasn't involved. Varane is still out with injury. Tuanzebe is still injured, but he doesn't get in the team anyway. Last season, he was out on loan with Aston Villa. Sancho was missing with illness. Brandon Williams has been injured, but again, he doesn't get in the team. And Anthony is obviously been out with injury. On my next video, or maybe not next video, I will be giving you my player ratings from this game. Aston Villa, not so long ago, obviously appointed Unai Emery as their new manager. Unai Emery obviously replaced Steven Gerrard, because Villa sacked Steven Gerrard earlier on this season. Aston Villa paid Unai Emery's €6 million release clause. Before Villa, Unai Emery managed the likes of Villarreal, won Europa Leagues with them. He managed the likes of PSG, won trophies with them, managed Arsenal, ended up getting sacked from Arsenal. Before then, managed Sevilla and he won Europa Leagues with them. And he's managed Spartak Moscow, Valencia, Almeria and Lakar Deportiva. So they're the clubs Unai Emery's managed so far in his managerial career. Like I said, Villa have let players go. They lost Jack Grealish to Man City. Villa did receive a substantial amount for him, because City got him for 100 million. Grealish has been poor at City. He was far superior at Villa, but he's not getting as much chances at Man City, because he's not one of Man City's first choice midfielders. He'll only come in if City get an injury crisis to their first choice midfielders. Same thing with Calvin Phillips at City. Villa, of course, lost Anwar El Ghazi. They lost Matt Targett as well to Newcastle. So they are some players that Villa have lost. Manchester United's next game is Fulham this weekend. The preview for that game will be coming up today. Now, obviously, you know the news regarding the Glazers. It's said that Man United are in talks to sell the club, as Glazer valuation revealed. The Glazers want just under 4 billion. Now, revert back to a few weeks ago, Sir Jim Ratcliffe came out and said that the Glazers don't want to sell Man United, because at that point Sir Jim Ratcliffe did admit that he would have bought the club during the summer if the club had been up for sale. Sir Jim Ratcliffe is Britain's richest man. He is the chairman of Ineos. By the way, as you all know, Sir Jim Ratcliffe recently ruled out buying Man United or Liverpool. FSG have just recently put Liverpool up for sale. But the Glazers, you know, we've got to get them out. They've been a massive problem at the club for a long time. And United fans have been protesting for such a long time. They've owned the club since 2005. As you all know, Man United are looking to make more signings in January. Jude Bellingham, of course, is Manchester United's #1 transfer target. Man United expect him to cost around €150 million. Jude Bellingham is at Borussia Dortmund. He's been at Borussia Dortmund since 2020. He's under contract with Borussia Dortmund until 2025. Borussia Dortmund got him from Birmingham for an initial fee of 25 million. At the time, he became the most expensive 17-year-old in history. Manchester United, of course, want Victor Osimhen from Napoli. Victor Osimhen's 23, is a striker. Napoli got Victor Osimhen from Lille for an initial fee of €70 million, potentially rising up to €80 million with add-ons. We've also been heavily linked with Benjamin Sesko. We've been looking at him as an ideal replacement for Ronaldo. No, we've been linked with Max Aarons from Norwich. He's valued at just 15 million, and if he was to come in, that would certainly provide competition for Diego Dalot. But yeah, as you all know, so far, Erik ten Hag has brought 6 additions to the squad. You know, he brought Terrell Malacia in, Lisandro Martinez, Christian Eriksen, Anthony, Casemiro and Dubravka. Man United have spent over 200 million this year. Let me put into the equation, though, that Ten Hag has got rid of players. You know, this year we've seen the likes of Henderson go out on loan to Forest. Lee Grant left earlier on this year. Tellez went out on loan to Sevilla. Eric Bailly went out on loan to Marseille. Pogba and Matic both left on free transfers. Matic went to Roma. Pogba made a return to Juventus. Lingard left on a free, went to Nottingham Forest. Man United sold Andres Pereira to Fulham. We sold James Garner to Everton. We let Mata and Cavani leave on free transfers. Ethan Laird went out on loan to QPR. Hannibal Mejbri went out on loan to Birmingham. Amad Diallo Traore went out on loan to Sunderland. So they are a lot of the players that have left this year. But Erik ten Hag, he is the right man for the job. I think he's done well as Man United manager. You know, this is his first full season, don't forget, and I've said he does need time. You know, Ten Hag's expectations for this season is to get Manchester United a top 4 finish. And if he could win a trophy as well, that'd be even better, because Man United have not won a trophy since 2017. Erik ten Hag, of course, replaced Ralf Rangnick earlier on this year. He's under contract with Man United until 2025. He's Man United's 5th permanent manager since Ferguson. Earlier on this year, don't forget, Ten Hag got named Premier League Manager of the Month. Don't forget, Ten Hag was the one that recommended Mitchell van der Gaag and Steve McLaren to the club. They've been working alongside Ten Hag. Obviously, we have Benny McCarthy at the club as well. John Murtaugh, Richard Arnold. Earlier on this year, Alex Ferguson came back to Man United in an advisory role. And unfortunately, the Glazers are still at Man United. And next year, players are going to be departing the club. Cristiano Ronaldo could leave Man United this winter. Ronaldo's contract at the club expires next year. There's an option of an additional year. Man United re-signed Ronaldo last year from Juventus. Ronaldo's obviously been his second spell at Man United. Obviously didn't play against Villa in the Cup yesterday. He played against them in the league though last Sunday. He played in the 1-0 win against Real Sociedad. Don't forget, in that game, he provided the assist for the Garnacho goal, plus he missed a sitter. You know, Ronaldo wasted several chances in the game against West Ham at Old Trafford. He missed a 1-1 draw with Chelsea at Stamford Bridge earlier on in the season. The reason he missed that game is a result of a punishment for refusing to come on as a sub in the 2-0 win against Tottenham. Don't forget, he stormed down the tunnel before full time. I'm hearing Ronaldo could be making a return to Sporting Lisbon. I've heard Napoli and Chelsea are also interested in him. Ronaldo has 701 career goals. Like I said, we could get rid of Martial next year. I'm expecting us to get rid of Tuanzebe. We'll get rid of Telles permanently. We'll get rid of Bailly permanently. Harry Maguire could go as well. Maguire is no longer one of our first choice centre-halves, is he? Because of the arrival of Martinez. The only reason Maguire's been starting recent games is because obviously Varane's not available. Yeah, Lindelof's an option, I suppose. Maguire played yesterday against Villa. I think he did receive a yellow card. Brandon Williams will get rid of him as well. Phil Jones will get rid of him next year. Aaron Wan-Bissaka, I think he's going as well. I heard that he's going back to Crystal Palace. Bissaka can't get in the team because Delors our first choice right back. As you all know, De Gea's future is still in doubt at the club. But not so long ago, it said that De Gea will accept a major pay cut to stay at Man United. You know, De Gea is out of contract at the end of the season. He earns £375,000 a week. You know, do you think Fred could possibly leave the club as well next year? Because I don't think he's good enough. He still starts games though, even though we brought Christian Eriksen and Casemiro in. He's played quite a few games alongside Casemiro's Fred. Rashford. I thought at first he was going to be leaving, but now I think he's going to be staying. I'm convinced United will extend his contract by January of next year. Tom Eaton, he'll probably go next year as well. You know, he's just like what our third choice keeper now. You know, at the time we brought him in as a backup to De Gea, didn't we? You know, Man United got Tom Eaton on a free transfer from Aston Villa. So anyway, guys, that's everything to update you with. Drop your comments, likes below on the channel if you do consider subscribe as always, and take care. God bless. See you all again very soon.